Depleter versus battery cage farming. Which one is more profitable? Both are profitable, but to what extent is one more profitable than the other? Depleter farmers are more advantaged in terms of market than battery cage farmers. Most high-end markets, for example, Java and chicken inns, they would prefer to get eggs from depleter farmers, arguing out that depleter farmers have adhered to international or rather required animal rights. On the contrary, cage farmers then will be a bit disadvantaged because honestly, these high-end markets pay quite well. They give you value for the investment. They pay you on time and they'll give you better prices for your eggs. For battery cage farmers, in order for you to have an equal or rather same stake with depleter farmers, you have to use cages that are ISO certified in that they adhere to the animal rights. These cages actually are a bit different from other cages in that these cages are quite bigger, wider, and taller. Thus, they require structures that are a bit taller, which is quite expensive. So for a battery cage farmer to be at par with a depleter farmer in terms of market preferential, there is an extra cost involved. Alright? Well, these structures are equally quite expensive than the other structures. So, for depleter and battery cage, talk of output. Battery cage system is more advantageous than depleter in terms of output. For depleter, the eggs are laid, most of them are soiled, some eggs are actually buried into the bedding, and then the characteristic of egg eating in depleter is quite high compared to battery cage. In the battery cage, a cage is made in a slanting manner. Immediately the egg is laid, it will then roll out to the outside for easy picking. Then a bird is denied access to the egg. That means that there will be no egg eating. Then there will be no soiling of the egg because there is no way the bird will poop on the egg. Or rather, there is no way the egg will come in contact with the bedding, okay? So then one would have more output for cage farming for an equal number of birds to someone doing depleter, alright? So the more the eggs, the more the money, and the cleaner the eggs, the more the money as well, because there shall be few rejects, okay? Because honestly, with depleter, we have more rejects in terms of being soiled or cracked. So there is a take for a battery cage farmer. This is management and control. Honestly, depleter is characterized by cholera, typhoid, and more so coccidiosis is a nightmare. It is inevitable. Now, the problem with depleter is when the bird drinks water from the drinker, there tend to be spillages. Now, when the water spills to the ground, because the birds sit on the litter and they tend to produce some warmth, this is a very good incubation hub for coccidia. Therefore, it completes the cycle of the coccidia. Then, as the bird pecks food from the litter, or rather it scratches the litter and gets some spillages, it then just consumes the coccidia, or rather consumes food that is in contact with coccidia. But battery cage farming, the bird doesn't come in contact with the poop. So you will spend less in terms of disease control and management, but you cannot control the stress caused to the bird by that particular disease. Remember, egg production is directly proportional to stress. The lower or the zero the stress, the more the production, and the higher the stress, the lesser the production. So you'll find that there is more stress in terms of disease in depleter, thus lesser eggs, and a higher cost for buying drugs for treatment, unlike battery cage, whereby you as a farmer, you will have a lesser cost in disease management, lesser stress, and more eggs. Thus, a tick. Cost of production. The cost involved in purchasing of equipment and modification of the structure is quite high for a battery cage farmer. But for a depleter farmer, all you need is build a structure, build laying boxes, introduce the bedding, you are good to go. Depleter farming is more profitable and advantageous than battery cage farming by far. Only that you ought to be there almost most of your time. Why? If you build the correct laying nests, you provide them with enough dark lighting. You really check on the lighting. It has to be a bit dark, it has to be secluded, it has to be quiet, so that the birds, you'd have enough routers and patches, the birds can patch well. Then I think your eggs will be collected at one place. There will be no egg eating. Then you ask why I'm doing battery cage. I am doing battery cage because of space. You realize that I do production in urban centers. There is limitation of space, and also I do it on large scale.